any technology, right? Like suppose if
she'll be back shortly, guys. I think there's some connection issue. So please be back.
Shivi, am I audible to you? Can I get the like one?
Yes,
Yeah.
you're audible, Sonam.
Host is disabled participant screen sharing. So can I get the presenter access? Yeah, now I got. Thank you. Okay, so let's continue, guys. Yes. So my first question is to you, like if I got your experience, I found some are developers, some are graphic designers. So obviously you guys are a good problem solver. So if you are a good problem solver, then easily you can learn any programming language. If you want to go ahead, like suppose I'll just give you a quick example. If you say if you are a good problem solver, then how you will solve a problem? Just assume. Like suppose you want to go from some location, like from location A to location B, you want to go. So there is not only the one solution, right? Maybe you have a n solution, like solution number 1, solution number 2, solution number 3, solution number 4. Like you have like multiple solutions. You have to go from this A location to B location. So now you want to identify, like suppose if you want to go from location number A to location number B, which is the best solution? Okay, so like you are going to check the solutions in the form of like time efficiency as well as cost efficiently. So if you are checking in this all perspective, and from that whatever the solution which you will get as the best one, you are going to pick up the same and you are going to solve that. Like not only you are knowing the solution, but if you say the solution, you know you have a multiple solution choices, and from that you are selecting the best one. So because of that you can say that yes, you are a good problem solver and you can solve this problem in an easy way. Why I am talking about the problem solving? See, if you say you want to work as a developer, if you say you want to work as a full stack developer or any kind of developer, if you want to become, then problem solution is the most thing which we are doing, right? Because if you I say I cannot manage these things manually. So then we say like, okay, let's make it online. Let's make it everything digital. So digital when you make means you are creating an application. So application is what? Application is the solution of your problem. Now, when you say you are solving the problem, there are the multiple options you have. You have multiple programming languages. Once the software is developed, you want to deploy that. So you have an option of deploying that on a server. You have an option of deploying that on a cloud. Means like the problem solution you can do in a different ways. So yes, if you know this thing, then definitely you can complete this, right? Are you able to understand? So now let's understand the same. Let's understand how to become a successful MERN stack developer. So here we are going to understand like what are the different types of stacks we have, what is the meaning of full stack developer. Maybe you have heard about like somebody is working as a software developer, somebody is working as a web developer, somebody. So what is the meaning of this different role? So that we will understand, and then we will also understand what is the full stack development, like why this full stack development board, which is like right now in a like huge flow, like people wants to learn full stack development, why it is important, why it is like very popular. So let's understand the same. So here when you say a MERN stack developer, the name itself MERN stack. So the name itself has all the technologies available inside that which you are going to learn. So M stands for MongoDB, E for Express, R for React.js, and N for Node. So we are going to understand the different stacks, and after that we are also going to understand like why this MERN stack is important, like what is the very important thing, like why M is very important, why E is important, why React is important, and why Node is important. So that we are going to understand here. Okay, so let's understand the same. So if you want to become a full stack developer and you want to create an application in a small amount of time, yes, then you are on a right place. So here we are going to understand like what is the role of full stack developer, why we are choosing like this React.js and Node.js. Also, we will understand like what is the different perspective of M in this MERN stack. So let's understand the same. Now, before that, what are the different options you have? Like, suppose you learn this only, then what are the different options you have as a software developer? Like, previously, we say only software developer. Okay, we are in the IT industry. But in the IT industry, what are the different options that you have? Okay, you must have heard about the tester, graphic designer, web developer, software developer, or sometimes somebody say, I'm a software engineer. Okay, so what is the meaning of these different roles? So let's understand. When you say web developer means a person can develop anything. Like either the person can develop a front end or it can develop a back end. Means when you say front end means something which you can see. And when you say back end means there is something which is running in the background. So also like the persons can become a particular language developer. Language developer in the sense you can say C++ developer, PHP developer, C# developer, Java developer, Node developer. So these all are also considered as a web developer. Okay, then there is one more role we have like a database administrator. So if you know database, so how to manage the database when you have a huge amount of data, how to handle the database, how to replicate the database. Like suppose the database is getting a multiple queries and sometimes maybe the server down, then how you will handle these queries if the server down and if you won't be able to handle the queries, there is a huge loss. So how you will manage those stuff? So for that, like you want to replicate the database means keep the copies of your database to the multiple locations. You want to shard the database, like distribute the database on the multiple locations. So there's multiple things that you can do. Also, you want to manage the queries, like you want to handle the multiple queries and you want to respond the queries in a faster way. So there are the so many things which are available in the database. So if you know all that stuff, if you know the management of your database, so that you can also play the role of DBA, database administrator. Then there is a new thing introduced, which is the full stack developer. So full stack means basically you can say that the combination of both front end and back end development. So if a person know both sides like front end and back end, then at that time he can become a full stack developer. Next, data scientist. Scientist means you can say the data scientist who can manage huge amount of data in a way like you want to do the analysis of the data. Like you must have heard about the technologies like big data, Hadoop. So this based on this, if you say you can also become a data scientist. Okay. Then Scrum Master. So Scrum Master is a role like suppose you say you are working on some project development team. So the team must follow some software development model. Now, when you say software development model, if you are following, like you are saying, this is how you are going to plan, this is how you will design, this is how you will develop, this is how you will like test, this is how you will deploy your application, and this is how you will maintain, like the maintenance. So from planning till maintenance, whatever you will do, that is considered as a software development life cycle. So previously we have the models which are very popular like waterfall model, V model. Okay, then like we can say that like multiple development models that we have. But right now we have the very latest and the very popular model which people are using. Maybe you have heard about that, agile. Have you heard agile methodology? So, I mean, I will tell you the stack details once we will reach to that part. Okay. So, if you have heard like much agile. So, agile is a very popular software development methodology that we have. So, also in the agile, also we have the multiple frameworks we have. Like you must have heard about Scrum as a framework. Then Kanban is also one framework. So, these are the different frameworks. From this, the Scrum is very popular right now in a team. Like the full application you are going to divide into the small parts that are taken as a sprint. You have to do the sprint reviews. You have to do the daily scrum meetings within a 15 minutes meeting. You are going to tell like, okay, what you have done yesterday, what you are going to do today, what is the backlog, how you will manage that. So that you are going to do that. Like you also, after like within 1 week or within 15 days, you also meet your stakeholders. You will display like whatever the things which you have created. You will also take the feedbacks from them, and according to that also you are going to change your project. So everything, like when you do this kind of methodology, your team must be divided into the three parts. There must be a product owner, then you have a scrum master, and you have a development team. So basically the scrum master is there who is going to manage the communication between the you can say that the product owner and the development team. Okay, so this is the very important role which you are doing while managing your team. So this is come as a teamwork. So if you are very good at that, you can also play a role of a scrum master. So this is also one important role that we have. Cloud engineer. So right now, if you are creating the application and you want to make it live, so at that time we have a cloud engineer. Like you can use any cloud, Google Cloud, you can use Azure, Microsoft Azure Cloud, you can use Amazon Web Services, right? So these are the different cloud services that we have. Okay, then we have uh, machine learning engineer. So right now this machine learning is very popular. Also this IoT, Internet of Things. People want everything in their hand. So like IP addresses we are using, and like we can manage our vehicles by our mobile phone. We can manage our light, fans, camera of our home by our mobile phone. Means we want everything in our head. So that we can manage with the help of this IoT. Okay, so these are the different options that we have. Is that clear? So now let's understand web development. What is the difference between web development and the full stack development? So when you say web development, so basically full stack development is a part of a web development only. Fine. So if you see web development, inside that you can do a separate front end development. You can also do a separate back end development, or you can become a full stack developer. When you say front end, means you are working with the front end part. So basically, this front end is, you can say that the presentation, like how your application look. You can say that interface. So interface means basically through what user is going to interact with the backend part, like the forms. Then you can post photographs, and you can click on some buttons. So that is which you are creating. That is comes at a front end development part. Backend development means when user click on the button, how you will write the logic. Is that clear? Okay, so this business logic or the process, when user click on the button and how you will process the request, so that is you are going to write in the backend development. And the combination of backend and front end, that is full stack development. So either you can become a front end developer or a back end developer or a full stack developer. you can say that you are a web developer. Okay. Let's more understand about the full stack part. What is full stack? Now let's understand the definition of full stack. When you say, when you are creating an application, your application must have the three things. Your application must have the user interface. Like suppose you are creating an application like a Facebook. Okay, so Facebook is having a landing page, like you can see the page where you can see the login button, registration button. If you click on login, you will be able to get the login form. If you click on register, you will get the registration form. When you fill the registration form, you will redirect it to the next page. So that is you can say as a interface, what you can see. When you click on the button and there is something process happen, like registration done successfully, login done successfully, so that you want to process. So this is the interface which you can take it as a front end. You require a server to process your request, where you will write your business logic code to handle the request. That is the backend code. And like user is submitting the details, like the personal details, user is submitting his email id, password, and it's creating an account. So where we are storing that data? So that data we are storing in the database. So full stack means if you know everything, like if you know the front end, proper front end technology, how you are going to write the back end code, how you will manage your process request which is given by the user. Like when you click on the button, you are sending actually the request to the user. Okay, so that is you can take it as a request. And then the values which you are submitting, like suppose you are posting your photograph, other peoples are liking on the photograph, other peoples are giving the comments on the photograph. So this everything is stored in the database, right? You are getting the notification, somebody liked your photograph, somebody commented on your photograph. So that is coming from where? That is coming from the database, right? So when you say full stack means these are the three things that you must know. So you just see here, this is the front end. When you write the back end code, this is the image you can see, you can consider as a back end. And this is the database, means you can take it as a storage. This is to handle the request. And this is you can take your front end which people can see and through people can interact. So front end connected with the back end and back end connected with the database. If you know all this development, then you are considered as a full stack developer. Is that clear now? Are you able to understand the concept of full stack? Somebody asked me the meaning of stack. Step by step you are doing. Like first of all, you are integrating your back end with your front end, then you are creating the middle layer, and through that middle layer, you are connecting with your front end. So basically, when you do this stack-wise implementation, so this is called as a full stack. Stack-wise, you are doing the implementation. First of all, you will create the database. Once your database is ready, that you are going to integrate with your backend code. Once your backend is ready, you will create a middle layer. And once the middle layer is done, you will create the front end. So this stack-wise implementation is called as a full stack development. That is different stack. That is different stack. I can say that the stack of books. If I say the stack of books means books, you kept the books one after another. Okay, so that is considered as a data structure. But here also, if you see database, then back end, then middle layer, then front end, means you are creating that kind of stack only. But later on, you can use everything at one place. But in the stack, what you have to access the elements one by one. So that is little different, Abhijit, because it's you are managing the data in the stack. But here we are managing everything with the stack development. Fine. Good. Now, what is the role of a full stack developer? Means what technology you should know if you want to become a full stack developer. So front end development required, back end development is required. Now in the front end development, what you have? So we have multiple frameworks and multiple libraries for the front end development. You are not supposed to learn all the libraries and all the frameworks. You have to learn some libraries. Okay. So if you see what front end languages you have and what front end libraries and frameworks you have, just see. These are the very popular languages for the front end development. I think almost half of you may be knowing these things: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Using that, you can create the web pages, right? And the web pages you can run in the browser. Yes. So hypertext markup language, cascading style sheet, and this is the JavaScript. Okay, when you talk about front-end libraries, okay, see, we have React as a library, jQuery also as a library, Bootstrap also as a library, Vue.js is also a library, this Angular is a framework. Okay, so you can integrate these libraries. Obviously, when you use these libraries, you are going to use all these things: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, because these are the common language to work with the front end. Okay, so either you use React or you use Angular or Vue or Bootstrap or jQuery. jQuery is little advanced version of JavaScript, you can see. Bootstrap, with the help of that, you can make your website responsive. Responsive means a single website will give you the different output or different look and feels in desktop, laptop, tablets, and mobile phones. So like that, you are going to work with this. So these are the different libraries and frameworks that we have to work with the front end. Similarly, for the back end, we have JavaScript as a backend language, Java, C Sharp, Python. More also we have like Ruby. Also, this is also, you can take it as a backend language. But these are the very popular nowadays. And the frameworks. So you just see this JavaScript framework is a Node.js. For Java, we have multiple frameworks like Struts we have, Spring we have, Spring Boot we have, Hibernate we have. But this is the very popular one, Spring Boot nowadays. So Spring Boot is a framework for the Java. C Sharp is the language and the .NET is the framework for the same. Python is a language and Django is the framework for the same. So you can see JavaScript is something which is coming here and here, both the places. Have you noticed this? So JavaScript is the only one language which you can use for both client side and server side. Front-end development also you can use JavaScript, and in the back-end development also you can use JavaScript. This is very popular one, right? JavaScript you can use at both the ends, client-side scripting and server-side scripting. So in the client side, you can use Angular, React. Okay, when you talk about the server side, Node.js. Okay, so these are the different languages that we have to work with the full stack development. Now let's understand, when you say these different languages they have, then what kind of full stack developer you can become. Okay, so if you want to become a full stack developer, then these are the different stacks we have. The very popular one, MERN stack. M stands for MongoDB. M for MongoDB. E for Express. R is React.js and N is Node.js. So basically, MongoDB is the database. Database is connected with the Node.js. Okay, so this you can take it as a backend. Now with this backend, you can use Express. Through that, you can create the middleware. Or I can say that this middleware, or you can also say API. How many of you know API? Application Program Interface. So this is interface. When you create that interface, you can use in your any of your front end. Either you can use in React, either you can use in Angular, either you can use it in Android application, either you can use it in iOS application. Means once this is created, you can fetch the data in any of your front end. So backend is the common one. Front end you can use anything. This is usually the use of API creation. Otherwise, what happened? For my Android Flipkart application, I have to create the database. For my Android this iOS application, again I am going to create the database. Again I am going to create the backend. So it's a tedious task. I have to write the same code like in a different ways multiple times. So that is a time consuming. So create something common, and how you want to display in the different applications that you can create separately, right? So that's why you can see if you say Flipkart application is also showing the same data which is shown by the data like the website, and Android application and iOS applications both are showing the same data. Why? Because the backend is common. Correct. So this is actually the flow. Similarly, one stack is a one stack. Also, we have one more stack. You can become a Java full stack. Java full stack means what? Spring Boot is a framework. So you can connect Spring Boot with the database. Okay, once that is ready, you have to create an API. So API, here we are going to create with the REST API. Okay, once the REST API is created, that you can read in any of the front end, again Angular or React or any of the front end, you can read this data. Okay, so once you are clear with that, you can say that you are a Java full stack developer. Okay, this is the very oldest stack which we have, that is called as a LAMP stack. Like when the full stack development started, the very first introduced stack, which is a LAMP stack. L for Linux, means this LAMP stack works on the Linux operating system. Apache server we are using. MySQL for the database connectivity, and for the this backend coding we are using PHP. And when you display the data in a front end, you can use the simple languages like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So this is a LAMP stack development that we have. Just like a MERN stack, we also have a mean stack. The only difference is just see here. In a MERN stack, we have a React as a front end, and in mean we have Angular as a front end. So if you replace React with Angular, that will become a mean stack developer. Sometimes you must have heard about pawn stack. Have you heard? So pawn means database changed. Rather than using the MongoDB, they will use PostgreSQL. So if you use PostgreSQL for the database, then the MERN stack is become pawn stack. Okay, if you use React, rather than using the React, if you use in the front end Angular, the mean stack, MERN stack will become the mean stack development. Are you able to understand? Only few change of the technology will change the stack. Also, you can become a Python full stack developer. So Python full stack developer, you have to work with the Python programming language. A framework, you can go for the Django. And database, you can use anything like either MongoDB, or you can use MySQL or PostgreSQL. Okay. And in the front end, you can use Angular and the libraries like jQuery and Bootstrap for the responsive one. So that will become Python full stack developer. Just like a LAMP, also we have a LEMP LAMP stack as well. So here only the one thing is replaced. Apache is replaced with the NGINX server. So if it is replaced with the Apache with the NGINX, the LAMP stack will become LEMP LAMP stack. So this is also one stack we have. But this right now not much in the use, like older technologies, like older applications which is created. If you want to manage that, then you can learn this. Okay, and this one is the .NET full stack developer. .NET means use ASP.NET and ADO.NET. ADO.NET for database connectivity, ASP.NET for the coding part. C# you can use for the same. SQL Server, which is the Microsoft SQL Server for the database connectivity. And in the front end, you can go for AngularJS and HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and jQuery. Then you can become a .NET full stack developer. And one more is there, Ruby. This is the Ruby full stack developer. So Ruby is you can use for the backend language, database connectivity, MySQL, and in the front end you can use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay, so this is also one stack that we have. So these are the different stacks. From that you can choose any of the stack if you want to become a full stack developer. Is that clear, guys? Any queries in this? At a time you cannot learn all. First of all, you have to choose only one. First of all, you have to choose only one as a stack, and then like so from the MERN stack to mean stack, if you want to go, then you have to learn something advanced, like which is the Angular only. From the MERN stack, if you want to become PERN stack, then you just have to learn the database, which is the PostgreSQL. So now, if you know React, if you know database, then if you want to change your skill from MERN stack to Java full stack, you have to learn the Java only, because you already know database, you already know front end, so you are supposed to learn only now the Java backend code only. Similarly, if you want to change your language from Java to Python, so at that time you can start from the Python. So at a time you are not going to learn everything, obviously. Like see, right now I can become like I can play a role of MERN stack developer, mean stack developer, PERN stack developer, Java full stack developer, .NET developer, but step by step. Like I have started my with Java, then MERN, then mean, then .NET, like that. Okay, so at a time you cannot learn everything. You have to choose one, start your career with that, and simultaneously you can learn, because see, learning is required in an IT sector. When I started my career, at that time the Java version is 2, and now the Java version is 18. So if I will stop my learning, nobody will learn Java from me, because if I will teach them the Java from the version 2, obviously there are so many changes happen from 2 to 18, right? See, right now the very popular one, because see, I have taken the multiple corporate trainings for the different clients. So I can simply say that the very popular one is MERN, mean, and Java. And this MERN stack is and the mean stack, they are very popular. And I can say that the MERN stack developers demand is in the India as well, and out of the India also we have this opportunity. Also, like after the COVID-19, what happened, everybody wants to give the remote work, so you have that opportunity as well. Like from sitting in India, you can also work in the other countries. You just have to manage the timings, that's it. See, Angular and React difference, if you say Angular is a framework and React is a library, writing code is also in a different way, so that is totally depends on the requirement. So we cannot say React is good and Angular is bad, or Angular is good and React is bad. You cannot compare any language. Okay. Any language. If you say C is not good and Java is, no, you can't do that. C is introduced the first. And right now also, if you want to do the machine level coding, then first of all, you have to understand the C programming language. So your requirement changes, technology change. But you can't say this language is not good and this language is um, good. Okay, requirement depends, and according to that you have to choose that, right? So now let's continue. Now, here we are saying we want to work with the MERN stack. Okay, so why we have selected this? Why Node.js? Why React? Why MongoDB? Why Express? So let's quickly have an overview on the same. Like when you say Node.js, so Node.js, here we are using, see previously when the JavaScript is introduced, we can work with only in the client side. Like in the front end only we are using JavaScript. But nowadays we are working with the Node.js. So JavaScript is the main language. So if you know front end, you can also know back end as well. Because the back end also using the JavaScript, only few things you need to understand, right? So this is the one benefit you will get. JavaScript as the main language here. Second, with the help of this, JavaScript is providing the high performance. Now you have a question, why high performance? See, Node.js is basically not delivering a bunch of data. It will deliver the data in a small chunks. So it will not ask the user to wait. Take the data, deliver. Take the data, deliver. So that is one, using that you are not going to wait and it is providing the high performance. One, it is also a single threaded, means it is not going to block any thread. You are not going to, like, one function is not waiting for the another function. Means this is one benefit we also get with the help of Node.js. So you can host Node.js application anywhere like Heroku or AWS or anywhere. You can host your application easily. Node.js is having a cache ability. Cache is something you can say that a temporary storage. Every time taking the data from the server, Node.js is having its own cache. You can store, like suppose there is a news, a result, or some news which is very popular and people are surfing for this news continuously. There is one web series which is very popular and all the people are watching the web series. So like Node.js will do what? Like something which is very popular, so that details it will store in the cache. So what happened? Rather than every time taking the value from the original server or the database, it will respond the user from the cache only. So time saves, faster performance. So that's why you can say that it providing the high performance and highly extensible. Easily you can extend the same with any databases or any middleware languages, and through that you can create the APIs. So because of that, Node.js we have selected as our backend language. You can use any front-end language with the Linux framework. Installation you can do for the Node.js. If you go to download the Node.js, you will definitely get the Linux software is also there for the download. So there is no difference. Okay, you can work with any platform, either it is a Windows or Mac or Linux. That is not a problem. Okay, so I'm keeping till here and I'm giving a time to Shivi. Shivi wants to introduce a program. Okay, so Shivi, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. First of all, I would like to welcome those who are joining us mid-session. A lot of people are joining like continuously. So I welcome you all. And I would like to take this opportunity to introduce Eduonix. So we at Eduonix, we have a program for full stack development, and we are going to cover MERN stack. Okay, the stack that ma'am discussed in the previous slide, the first stack that she discussed. Okay, so it's a 6 months live program. Okay, and we will be doing a lot of projects, a lot of live classes, a lot of assignments with this program. It's a power packed 6 months program, and it comes with a job guarantee for all the Indian students. Okay, so all the Indian candidates who join us and you want to opt for a job after this program, so they will get a job. That is our assurance, that is our guarantee. All right. We Eduonix has a legacy, right? We are a 10 years old company with more than 3 million plus learners associated with us worldwide. Okay, we are present in 120 plus countries till date. And this particular program, if we talk about like full stack development course, this program has been taken up by students from 47 countries till date. Okay, so this is going to be an international batch. You are going to have your colleague, or you are going to have your co-participants who are from across the globe, from different countries. So the kind of exposure that you get with this program, the kind of relations that you make. Okay, that is an added benefit for this that you get with this with us, right? And a lot of people are asking me regarding the certificate for this program and the recording of this session. So let me clarify for everyone here. So everyone who stays with us till the end and fills out the feedback form, which will be floated towards the end of the program, they are eligible to get a certificate and the recording of the session. They will have to sign up on our website, www.eduonix.com, and they will find the certificate and the recording over there. Okay, now coming to our program. So we have our batch, which is starting from tomorrow, and we have a demo session for everyone who is interested. So or anyone and everyone who wants to attend a demo session of our program, they can just fill out the interest form that is going to be floated right now. So just fill out the form and you can attend the demo session with us. And if you like what you see, if you like what you if you what you attend, then you can go ahead with our program. The fees for the program is going to be 45,000 for Indian candidates and $599 for overseas candidates. Okay, and we also have scholarships for eligible students. So fill out the form and our counselors will reach out to you and they will assist you in whatever way we can. All right. So, and I believe you are having a good time here, right? Is this a good session for you? A quick yes or no on the chat box, please. All right. That's good to see. Yeah, we're glad that you're liking it. And as Soni ma'am told us that with a full stack developer, you have so many opportunities, in the market. You can become a front end developer, a database manager, or back end developer. You can become a complete full stack developer. So this is the program this is the course that that has immense possibilities, both in terms of profile growth and also in terms of salary hike. Right, ma'am, Soni ma'am.
Correct.
So,
correct.
Yeah, this is the most in demand technology right now, and we have such a lack. So we are lacking the employees who are proficient in this. So once you complete this program, you are eligible to work with the best of the companies, your dream companies even. All right. So yes, those who want to go ahead and know more about the program, please fill out the interest form. Thank you, ma'am, for the break, and sorry for the interruption. You may please continue.
Yeah. Thank you, Shivi.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, we understood why we have selected Node.js as a backend development. Now React. So why React we are using? So React is very popular one nowadays. In the React also, like React.js, native React, there are the multiple options we have while working with the React. Okay, so React is having a very important feature with coming with that only, which is a JSX, JavaScript extension. You can easily include your HTML code inside the JavaScript. Like previously what happened, like suppose you want to display something in your JavaScript, so you are writing a separate JavaScript code, and you are taking one element like document.get element by ID and take the ID and try to display that in your HTML. So that is the time consuming process. So that is not there while working with the React. Directly you can represent the data. So that JSX feature we have, you have to just include like this. I can say, if you are using something like $ in the curly braces. So in the HTML code also you can include this part and you can directly inject the variable function in your HTML code. So also, this is also there. Another one, performance wise. So obviously you can say that this React.js is also using the JavaScript. So here also you can say it is a single threaded, it is providing the high performance. Also you can say that deliver the data in the form of chunk. Okay, one more feature which we have with the React.js, it is providing the one-way binding. So it is not like that one-way, two-way binding, every time binding will take the time. So that is a very important feature that we have with this React.js. Very simple and very easy to write the code, like just install the React.js and start creating the application. So the same what you are doing, that you can see the output in the reflection as well. So obviously you will get the more clarity. Also, you can divide your full application into the small part. So that small parts, you can consider them as a components, and that also you can manage like pass the data from one component to another component, and how to do the communication, how to pass the data in a state wise, how to pass the data through the props. So that there are the multiple things that you have to understand while working with the React.js. One-way data binding means not time consuming and easy to manage the same. And the very important feature we have, it's a virtual DOM. Like whenever you try to display your data through the HTML is rendered the data in a DOM, document object model. Like it is trying to create a tree structure, and inside that it is trying to load. So now what happened? Normally when you represent your HTML page, if you change something, your full page is going to refresh every time. Now, when you say with the React.js, we don't want to refresh the same data again and again. So what this virtual DOM will do, it will check like how many things updated. So according to that, it is going to check the virtual DOM and it is going to update only those things which needs to be refreshed. It will not refresh the full page, but it is only going to refresh the data which is required to be changed. So this is the virtual DOM feature. So because of that, this is also not taking the page load. That is also going to take the time. So that is one benefit which you will get here. Like it is not going to load the full page, but it will check, and whatever the things which is changed, only that things are going to update. So this is one important feature that we have while working with this virtual DOM. Okay. Now the next we have, what is the very important perspective of M in MERN stack? So M stands for MongoDB, right? So MongoDB is a cross-platform. You can use it on anywhere, like either it is a Mac or Windows or any platform, Linux, Unix, document-oriented database. Now, you must have heard about the database. Usually database stored the information in a form of table, right? Like create the structure, number of columns, insert the records in a rows, try to get the data, try to fire the queries, and the queries you are firing, you are doing the multiple joins, and like, see, you have to follow the schema here while working with the structured database. Means basically table follows structure. But when you talk about MongoDB, MongoDB doesn't follow any structure. It is a non-structured database. It will store the information not in a table, but it will store the information in a document. Okay, so that's why it is also called as a document-based database. It's a NoSQL database, no structured database in which each record consists of value in a combination of key value pair. You are storing the information in a combination of key value pairs. Okay, not you are storing the information in a form of tables. So flexible platform. So here you are not going to create the table. Actually, the tables, when you create the table, actually it is going to create a collection. And inside the collection, you are going to store your documents. So if I show you the flow database have collections. And in the collections, you have documents. So documents are the records. You can take collection as a table, and collections is stored in the database. So if you know any database, which is a tabular database, so you can just replace the table with collection and row means line with documents. So that is you can understand while working with this MongoDB database. Next, documents which you are creating, every time when you insert the data, it is going to create a unique key. And in a table format, in a SQL data, you have to create this unique key. But here what? If you don't give the unique key, automatically the MongoDB will give you the primary unique key, which is identified by this MongoDB only. If you give your own, that is okay. If you don't give, then MongoDB will create a unique key for the same. So this is one important feature we have while working with the MongoDB. Also, you can say it is a document-oriented database. It is rich and providing the rich and dynamic query supports. Quickly, you can execute the queries and you can retrieve the data. Replication. I told you, if you want to become a database administrator, you have to replicate the data. So while working with this, replication is very easy and your data will become highly available. Means like suppose one server is down, It is replicated to the another server. So that server is providing the response. Means you will not get type of error like data is not available. But data is available to the multiple locations. Any of the locations can respond to you. So that is one important feature. We have sharding is also the feature. Sharding means you can say that distribution, data distribution. Distribution of data means single collection you can divide, like when you have a huge amount of data in a one collection, that is also you can distribute to the multiple location, like 200 record on this database, 200 records on the another database. So what happened? Half queries redirected to this, half query redirected to this. So what happened? It will improve the performance. Okay, so automatically the traffic managed because of this auto sharding. Okay, and another one is quick access to the data using internal memory. Now, when you are working with this MongoDB database, if you are trying to fetch the data, so in your system's memory will help you to quickly access the data. So this is also going to improve the performance of your application. So if you say you want to give a very high performance, efficient result of your application, then you should choose MongoDB as a database. Next, middleware. If you want to create a middleware, then you have to go with the Express. So why Express? We can build a single and multi-page hybrid application with the Express. The very important one, we are going to set up a middleware to respond the HTTP request. Request can be any request. Either the request is GET, or the request is POST, or the request is PUT, or the request is delete. Okay, GET to get the data, POST to create a new data, PUT to update the data, and delete to delete the data. So if you want to work with the HTTP request and you want to set up the middleware, then at that time you should go with the Express. You can set up the routing table, like, okay, localhost 8080/students means all the student requests will go to this API. /customer, all the customer requests will go to this API. All the product requests means you can set the routing path, you can manage. Also, you can render the HTML pages dynamically according to the arguments you have passed. So that is you can manage. So basically, what response you want to provide to your front end, that totally you can manage from this Express, and you can create an API. So basically with the Express, you can create an application program interface. And right now the very popular interface that we have, it's a REST, representational set transport. So this REST API we can create with the help of Express. And that data you can use in your any of the front end, either it is a React or Angular. So that's it from the MERN stack part, guys. I have explained you the basic features of MongoDB, React, Node, and Express. So let me know if you have any queries for the same.
Guys, you may directly unmute yourself and ask the questions.
Yes, guys.
Guys, any questions? I mean, the session was so good that everything is clear, I believe.
Stack, I have already explained you the stack, like the stack level development. I have explained you, like starting from the database creation, then we will create the backend, which is integrated with my database. Then I'm going to create the middle layer development, means the API creation, REST API. Okay, web services which I have created, and that web services data I can read in my any of the front end like React, Angular, Vue.js. So that is, you can say that stack level development, right? Yes, somebody raised the hand. Abdul, I think Abdul raised the hand. Certificate is just for this attending this webinar. Yeah, one person can do all this development. Like you are going to create the backend database, then you are going to also, once the application is created, you are only going to deploy your application on a cloud. So that is also you are going to learn, right? Like how to deploy the application on a AWS instance, or like how to deploy the React application, because your backend code is separately created, front end code is separately created. So how you will make it online, how people will access. The only difference between MERN stack and mean stack, the front end technology is different. In a MERN stack, the front end we are using React, and in a mean, the front end we are using, which is Angular. Okay, Sunita?
Guys, any other questions, please ask.
Anything else?
All right, ma'am. So I think that's it for today. So, okay, so we have a question, I think.
1 minute, let me check. So it is advisable to have a knowledge about the cloud engineering as one advanced way in MERN. You will get, yeah, that is called as a DevOps part. Like basically, when you start developing, you are going to do that. Which slide, Sunita?
Guys, don't worry. Those who joined late, you will get the a copy of this PPT also in your on your dashboard when you log in on our website. So don't worry. You will get the certificate. You'll get the PPT, and you'll get the recording of the sessions.
Yes. So
Right.
the full, yeah, Sunita, the full PPT will be there. Yes, DevOps is like, you can say that like you want to make your application live. So on the cloud. Okay. So how you are going to do that? So basically you will learn like AWS or Azure or Google Cloud. That is totally depend on your company's requirement. And then you will deploy your application on the cloud. Then for deploying the application, you must learn the dockerization of your application. So Docker is very important thing to work with the same. And also like Dockerization is done. Now you want to make everything automatic. So when you change the code, automatically that is going to change your application. So that is called Jenkins continuous integration, continuous deployment, CI/CD pipeline, if you have heard. So that is Jenkins CI/CD pipeline. So these are the multiple things that are the part of the DevOps. So step by step, you will get the idea for all this stuff. Yes. So I think it's clear. Somebody asked me the question for this DevOps. Okay. So quickly, guys, I have shared the certification program, this thing over here. So if you want, you can quickly take a screenshot for the same. And if you want to get the contact number, Shivi, email ID and contact number, you can just take the screenshot for this. So later and you can contact and you can get the further details about the recordings, PPT, and the program as well.
Yes, and guys, our batch for complete full stack development course, which is a 6 months live program, is starting tomorrow, and you can attend the first session for free, absolutely free of cost. So those who are interested in learning more about MERN stack, so the MERN stack is what we are going to primarily be focusing on. So those who want to start a career in as a full stack developer, and they want to start, a career in MERN stack. So yes, please go ahead, fill out the form, or you can directly contact me on the number that's been shared on the screen right now. All right. And it was a wonderful session, ma'am. And
Yeah.
I hope everyone got what they expected. And I think it was much better than what they expected. So yes, thank you so much for giving this wonderful session. And I would also like to thank you, everyone. Thank you all for joining us from across the world, from different countries. So I would like to again, see you all in tomorrow's live session. Okay. Thank you so much. And please fill out the feedback form that is being shared right now. Those who fill out the feedback form will get the certificate and the recording of the session. Okay. So please make sure that you fill out the feedback form. It's necessary, guys.
Yeah. Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you, guys. Thank you, Shivi. Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Thank you so much, Sonam. Guys, for tomorrow's session, please fill out the form, and our team will contact you individually, and they will share the link for the tomorrow session with you. Okay, so all you have to do is fill out the form. Please put down your number that you use regularly, right? Also, if possible, please share your WhatsApp number, right? Everything about the course, the fees, the timings of the classes, the duration of the program, the curriculum, everything will be shared by us to you. So please, if you are interested in knowing more about the program, please do fill out the form. And those who have filled the form, thank you for attending the program, and have a very great day. No, Hazron, the certificate is not going to be shared via email. For getting the certificate, you have to sign up on our website www.eduonix.com. Over there under the dashboard section, you will find the certificate and also the recording of the session. I'm sharing the website link over in the chat box. So those who want the certificate, kindly visit this website and sign up with your email ID. Right, guys. So we are going to end the session in another 1 minute. So thank you all. Thank you for attending.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. You're very welcome.
Thank you for the opportunity. We appreciate it.
It was our pleasure, Emmanuel. Thank you so much.